People often do bad things without giving thought to the consequences because at that moment, all they care about is their own pleasure. For example, hunters often kill animals out of vanity and not because of hunger. The protagonist of our story also wanted to brag to his neighbors about his defeat of the wild predators, but he soon greatly regretted his desire. It happened in the early 90s of the last century. In one of the remote villages of the Volga region lived a family, a father, a mother, and a little daughter. The girl was 4 years old. They survived mainly by subsistence farming, since there were no jobs in their village back then. They had a vegetable garden and kept small livestock. The head of the family often went hunting to shoot some wild birds to provide food for his loved ones. One day, the man took his dog and went into the forest looking for prey. Suddenly, he came across a wolf's lair. It was a small cave, and there were only a she-wolf and 2 little wolf pups there. Their mother was still weak after giving birth and was unable to react to the approaching hunter in time. The mother wolf howled desperately, but the hunter did not spare the wolf family. He imagined how he would tell everyone in the village about his defeat of the wolves. First, he raised his gun and shot the she-wolf, and then set his dogs on the defenseless pups. The man believed that the wolves posed a threat to the village, so his conscience was at ease. After the encounter, the hunter and his dog returned home. When the man was almost out of the forest, he heard a long wolf howl behind him. The sound seemed somewhat unusual to him, as if someone was crying. A couple of days later, the wife needed to go to the city. She left her husband to take care of their daughter and then went to the bus station in the neighboring village. The man played with his daughter in the yard and then went into the house to cook dinner. The girls stayed outside, and when the father returned with the plates, they fell out of his hands. His daughter was sitting on the ground, and a huge wolf was standing nearby. The animal looked the man straight in the eyes. The guard dog jumped to his feet and began to bark loudly. The dog tried to attack the wolf, but the chain prevented it from reaching the intruder. Although no one actually knows if the domestic dog could have defeated the wild predator. At this point, the little girl got up, went to the wolf, and began to pet him. The child's father didn't know what to do. He had nothing on him, and he couldn't get to where his daughter was standing quickly enough. The predator would immediately tear the girl apart. Several minutes went by like this. Despite knowing that the animals don't understand human speech, the man still begged the wolf not to touch the child. The predator wouldn't leave. Unable to do anything, the man just looked desperately at the animal, tears falling down his face. Then suddenly, it dawned on the hunter. It was the same wolf that was howling in the forest a couple of days ago. The man had killed this family, not sparing the weakened she-wolf and the little pups. Seeing human tears, the wolf slowly turned around and went into the forest. The little girl couldn't understand what had happened and why her father was crying. The man hugged the child and stood there for a long time, tightly holding on to his daughter. He couldn't believe that she was fine. Ever since that day, the former hunter only goes to the forest to pick mushrooms and berries. He even gave his gun and cartridges to a neighbor. The man could no longer kill living beings. A desperate howl of a she-wolf wasn't enough to stop this man. He shot her anyway and didn't even spare the defenseless pups. It was only when the hunter found himself in a similar situation that he felt all the pain of a desperate parent who was about to lose their child in a few seconds. However, unlike the hunter, the wolf took pity on the little girl and did not kill the daughter of his sworn enemy. The noble predator was better than that. If you like this touching story, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. Bye!